Welcome back. You're watching Channels Television. We're celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting. Right now, we're talking sports, and this is the place to be because it's all about fun. Joseph Atewe joins the fun now. Joseph, good to have you on the show.
Good morning, guys. It feels great to be back.
Okay, Joseph, this Yaya Toure and Pep Guardiola gates, what do you make of it?
Well, for me, I think at this point in time, both parties has got nothing to lose. You look at Yaya for me to start with. Yaya's won everything when it comes to club football, maybe except the Champions League. He did one with Barcelona, you want to say. Yeah. And yes, the same Pep sold him away from Barcelona as we speak. Coming to Manchester City is what it was expected. So at this point in time, as I said earlier, both parties has got nothing to lose because talking about the coach right now, Pep Guardiola is doing fantastically well. 5 wins in a row, looking good. But the problem is, injuries definitely will set in at the point in time, come mid-season, maybe January, February, at that point in time. Injuries will set in. You need your experienced players. A player like Yaya Toure definitely would make a difference. Coming off from the bench would definitely make a statement on the pitch. So maybe let's wait till February, March, if Pep Guardiola will definitely regret his action. But as we speak right now, both parties has got nothing to lose. If Yaya does not apologize, trust me, it's got nothing to lose. If Pep doesn't accept it.
Yeah, the situation is more on the agent. Yeah. The agent is the one that has made those remarks. And if it comes out, I mean, let's say you are Yaya Toure now, would you call your agent, aside and say, yeah, I think you should apologize. I need to start playing.
Well, it depends. As I said, ego is what we're battling right now for both parties. If Yaya really wants to play football, if he wants to play for Pep, definitely he should come out to apologize. But I don't think that will happen because at Barcelona, he had a chance to apologize at Barcelona. We know there was a rift between Yaya and Pep when he arrived at Barcelona. We know there was a rift. So it depends on both parties, but I don't see Yaya apologize.
You don't think that's going to happen?
Tayo, who is not getting love on social media? Who is not getting love?
I mean, everyone, from what we're saying, it's all about, okay, let's just quickly take this one here from, it says, what's his name again now? Giwa. When Pep was in Barcelona, he said nobody should drink inside the dressing room. But Messi did. That's the example you gave earlier. But that's not. Let me just quickly scroll down. There's another one. Yeah, this one says, by Giwa again, it says Pep should just stop the beef. Yaya is the best player in Manchester City, and Pep should just try and give him a chance, to play again. That's basically what it's saying. So this is going to rumble on for a long time. As it is right now, Joseph, Pep is the boss, and he decides who plays, who doesn't play. Yaya Toure has a few months left on his contract. It looks like he's just going to sit down, earn his £250,000 a week, and go on a free.
Well, as I said earlier on, if he sits down on the bench and earns £250,000 a week, a big loss for Manchester City, not for Yaya Toure, because come January, if Yaya wants to move, there would be big clubs, big guns waiting for a signature.
There might not be, also. But we'll continue to monitor the situation right here at Channels Sports. But keep those comments coming. We love it on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels IFA Sports. We are all about sports development in Nigeria. And we've been monitoring all that happened at the ICC Under-19 Pre-World Cup Division 2 Championship. Talking about cricket in Johannesburg. Team Nigeria failed to make it to Division 1. No love lost. It's okay. Good experience in the bag for the lads and the Nigeria Cricket Federation. Botswana and Ghana moved on to Division 1. South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Dibia did a great job in monitoring that competition. She has put together a report. Let's watch.
Beginning, there were 7 Division 2 nations, all vying for 2 Division 1 slots.
Basically, the top 2 get promoted to Division 1, Africa Division 1, who will then take on the likes of Namibia, Uganda and Kenya for a place to go into the World Cup in 2 years' time.
Being a round-robin tournament, everyone played everyone, but Ghana stood out.
It's been an exciting tournament. There is a saying that hard on the training ground and easy on the battlefield. We've been training for about a year now, just towards this particular tournament.
Ghana had already played 6 matches. They won all their 6. They have qualified with 12 points. Then the contention is between Botswana, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, who had 6 points each. But the net run rates, Botswana had 0 plus 0.950, while Nigeria has 0.718, Sierra Leone has 0.597.
Many calculations later, Botswana carried the day with 1 point ahead of Nigeria.
The atmosphere of playing at a World Cup, that's amazing. And hopefully if we get to the World Cup, then staying there is one thing we want to do.
The net run rate was so close that the decimal point differences between the three teams really were confusing the organizers.
No, we feel relieved. We feel relieved after the bets that we had losing to Ghana in the first game, but the guys managed to come up and managed to play their roles and managed to get a ticket to the next level.
Nigeria started out quite well, winning its first 3 matches, lost to Botswana and Ghana, and then beat Tanzania.
The boys were good. Last 2 years in Tanzania wasn't like this, I tell you. So we have better chances also.
Okay, lessons learned.
Don't underrate when the games are in your hands. Win every game as possible, and don't hope for the best, because when you win every game, you'll be the best. The 14th player in our team is also being exposed, Anthony Chukwuemeka. When we were talking to him, like trying to encourage him for playing, he was saying he has phobia of batting in him. That he can feel, he can bowl, but when it comes to batting, he has that fear in him. So you can see most of the youngsters who are coming up now, they have that stage fright.
It's like some of the players that I've not seen before, like the Ghana players. I've not faced them before. They are really tough for us. So I was not quite alright when they defeated us.
Overall, the exposure has been great, they all say, but there are lessons learned and areas to work on.
We need to work mentally more.
Till now we have learned that pressure can get the better of anyone. As our coach said, our mental problem, we are not executing our game plan.
You hope for more sponsors and more facilities so that we'll be able to play up to standard.
You know, the standard of cricket hasn't been the highest, and I think it just shows that the African teams need to step up a little bit with regards to their batting, and more importantly. All the teams can bowl, but as soon as there's a bit of pressure with the bat, as Nigeria showed yesterday, teams just crumble. So I think, you know, for these guys, they need to be playing more competitive cricket.
Ghana and Botswana now face Kenya, Uganda and Namibia for a chance to move further up. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
Thank you so much, Betty. And so there you have it, cricket development, not just in Nigeria, in Africa. You listen to some of the other guys from Botswana and Ghana. They love the experience. And Sean Phillips wrapped it up to the Nigeria Cricket Federation, saying these guys need to keep playing competitive cricket to stay in shape. So that's it, cricket development in Nigeria. Ghana and Botswana will now move to the big boy zone where Kenya, Uganda, and of course Namibia, they are waiting. These guys, they love cricket, and they'll be waiting to welcome Ghana and Botswana. Let's see the teams that will qualify for the Under-19 ICC Cricket World Cup. David, Joseph Atewe is still with us. Atayo, what are the papers saying? I think we should just go right into the papers.
Okay, let's just dive in straight to the papers. We'll start with Sporting Life. Joseph, I'll get you talking on this one. Mikel considers quitting Chelsea. I mean, Mikel has returned to Chelsea after the Olympics. Still hasn't featured for Antonio Conte. You think it's the right time, you know, to move on in his career?
Well, I think long overdue. As far as I'm concerned, Mikel for me is a timid player. I think he should have left Chelsea when the ovation was loud at the point in time. Maybe 2011-2012 season, he should have left for Juventus when they brought the big money, £32 million. They did bid it for John Obi Mikel, which would have been a record breaking for the only Nigerian or probably African that would go for that amount. But as we speak, Chelsea, Mikel, I beg your pardon, leaving Chelsea, we know his position right now has been occupied by some other good players. We must agree. Nemanja Matic, fantastic, says Fabregas starts from the bench, a player who I think I consider their best player last season, sitting on the bench. So you must look at Mikel and say, he's got no place at Chelsea. Should he leave? Yes, a good question there. But I still think,
out there for him?
well, if he wants to move to Turkey, less competitive league, maybe, I mean, for Mikel, yes, Juventus, Inter Milan bidding for Mikel at this point in time. But look at the Serie A, the toughest league in the world. Mikel definitely, injuries will set and can't cope with that. They can't cope with the pace. So for me, maybe Turkey, the United States would definitely be a good place for him.
Oh my God.
Wow. United States for Mikel at this stage. Okay, let's just go through.
Well, it depends.
John, say something about
if Mikel
that.
wants to play, if he wants to play regular football, You look at the clubs that are available right now and say, Mikel, definitely, if he moves to the Serie A, yes, maybe he moves to Juventus, he can't mount his position at the midfield. They've got better players, we must agree. Yes, you want to be patriotic and say Mikel is a Nigerian, you want to give him a chance, but at Juventus, they're better players than Mikel.
Yeah, but Joseph, what about mid-table sides?
Yeah.
Premier League.
Well, it depends. For a player like Chelsea, as I said, is the team he has got offers before. Will he move to Bournemouth just like Jack Wilshere? Will he move to Burnley?
Well,
I don't see Mikel doing that.
You don't see him.
I don't see him moving down. Well, let's wait and see what's going to happen. But it depends. I don't see Mikel moving down to a lower club.
Okay, quickly, yes, we're going to talk about this guy as well. Today hasn't featured a lot for Antonio Conte this season, but yesterday night he made a very big statement. Leicester 2, Chelsea 4. That's in the English Football League club. Fabregas' brace sends Blues to last 16. I mean, Cesc Fabregas, a lot of talks about him, not being in the plans of Antonio Conte. He got his chance yesterday, and he took it.
Well, I think that game lived up to the billing in that one. Leicester, Chelsea, definitely we expected such an intense and probably a difficult game for both teams, and that lived up to expectation. I would say for Cesc, 2 goals in 2 minutes. He scored in the 92nd and the 94th minute. That definitely weakened at the defense line of the Leicester City squad for me. So fantastic for Cesc Fabregas. Will Antonio Conte get him into play or probably start him in most games? Look at Chelsea against Liverpool. I think if there was a Cesc, those passes that Matic did struggle to send forward, maybe Fabregas would have done it with ease in that one. So let's wait and see if he will get a starting share. But if he doesn't, I think Chelsea maybe in the next 3 games will be able to pick up 6 and 9.
And what do you think about Victor Moses in that game?
Well, Victor Moses for me still needs to impress the coach and probably the team setup that yes, he can play 90 minutes, that yes, he can make the difference. Yes, he's coming as a sub in the last 3 games, got a goal, fantastic for Victor Moses.
Yesterday,
well, let's wait and see. That's the FA Cup and the Premier League where it matters the most. Will he get a starting share? I don't think for now.
Okay,
very interesting. I mean, there's something here on Thibaut Courtois also is eyeing a return to Spain. I mean, this guy was made Chelsea's #1 by Jose ahead of Peter Cech a couple of seasons ago. I mean, what's all this talk about him going to Spain again?
Well, I don't see Thibaut Courtois leaving. I just think this is one of the stories making headlines.
Silly season, right? Even though silly season is over.
All right, before we move over to the Complete Sports newspaper, let's just talk about this one. Bring it back home again. Talk about rugby. The Nigeria Rugby Football Federation, they are getting ready to play host Kenya and Senegal in Pool A of the 2016 African Sevens tournament. That competition will take place in Nairobi this weekend. The Black Stallions, that's what they're called. Don't forget. Talking about rugby in Nigeria. Last year's runners-up, Zimbabwe will play Uganda and Mauritius in Pool B, Morocco in Pool C with Zambia and Madagascar, as Tunisia lead Pool D, where they will play Namibia and Botswana. For a place in the 2015 final, Kenya had beaten Tunisia 42-12. In the semis, Zimbabwe beat a vastly improved Morocco 26-0 in the other semi. What does this tell us, Tayo? The Black Stallions, another opportunity to go out there, compete, and we assess them.
Exactly. It's all about assessing these teams. When you talk about sports like cricket, you talk about sports like rugby in Nigeria. I mean, these are sports trying to attain higher levels in the country. So
get some followership.
Exactly. And the best way of doing it is to see them, actually compete. So, they might not win all the times, like I've seen. They went to the pre-Olympic qualifier. It didn't happen for them. But then they've come back to regroup now. They're going for another competition. Let's see. The improvements that they've made in the last few months now. Perhaps that will, be good for them this time around in this competition. So Austin, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and with the Sevens, they have a good chance because they will argue that the stress is not the same as that of a rugby level. The Black Stallions, they will leave the country today. The competition will begin on Friday and Saturday in Nairobi. So all the best to the Black Stallion, Fabian Juris and his team, and of course all our guys at the Nigeria Rugby Football Federation. All the best as you go to Nairobi, get some experience in the back and come back with it. Let's go on another break, take a breather. When we come back, the Complete Sports newspaper will be reviewed, and of course your messages on social media. Don't go anywhere, stay.